Hey guys, and welcome back for another video. Today I have a very colorful and glamorous look for you. This can definitely be used for Eid, which is right around the corner for those of you who celebrate Ramadan. And if not, you can use this for a birthday, for a party, any special occasion. Hope you guys like it. I'm starting off with my brows already filled in and carved out, and I'm prepping my eyelids with the P.Louise base in 01. And then I'm dipping into the James Charles and Morphe palette, and I'm using the shade code James in my crease. Then with a mixture of the yellow and white from the palette, which is B and Flashback, I'm using that to blend out the edges of the orange shade, just so that it's a nice transition way up into the brow bone. With the shade 10% Off, which is a very warm medium tone brown, I'm using that to deepen up the crease just a tad bit. Going back in with the P.Louise base, I'm going to use that to carve out a larger lid space to give the illusion of a bigger eye. Now I don't know if you can tell, but here I'm elongating my inner corner just to add to the illusion of a bigger and more wide awake, doll-like eye. With a synthetic brush, you want to blend out the edges of your concealer or your base, just so whatever shadow you put on top will blend out much smoother. With 10% Off, which is the warmer medium tone brown, and the teensiest, tiniest bit of No Beans, which is a cooler, deeper brown, I'm using a Morphe M433 brush to first pat and apply the color and then drag it out so that it blends very smoothly into the outer corner. Then with a flat synthetic brush sprayed with some setting spray, here I use the Morphe one, taking a matte white color, in this case it's Flashback again, and I'm using that on the inner third of the lid. With the same brush, just flip to the other side, I'm dipping into Skip, which is a bright pink shadow, and Literally, which is a coral shimmer shadow. I'm using that mixture on the center of the lid. I originally used it on a wet brush again, but I didn't like how it was performing, so I just went in with my finger, and as you can see, it has more of an intense color payoff. Using the very edge of the brush, go ahead and swipe back and forth to blend the inner edge of the pink into the white. With a cool tone purple, in this case Escape, pat it into the inner corner and then blend using a fluffy brush. And this is what the eyes should look like as of now. And now for the star of the show, this is the NYX Vivid Brights eyeliner in the shade Sapphire. Now the color on its own is bright, very bold, very vivid, but against the pinks and purples, I feel like it just contrasts very beautifully and makes it pop even more. With this eyeliner, you want to create quite the dramatic line. For me personally, I made it much more longer and thicker than I normally do with my black eyeliner, just so that it can pop against the other colors in the background. With some micellar water and a cotton pad, I'm using that to clean up my under eye area as well as to remove the moisturizer that I applied previously so that my skin is nice and clean and fresh. For primer today, I'm using the Smashbox Radiance Primer, and this is because I wanted a really nice glow to emit from underneath my foundation since I was going for a really fresh and clean spring look. For foundation, I'm using the NYX Can't Stop Won't Stop foundation. This is a new one for me, and as a first impression, I'll say it's okay. It has a great semi-matte finish. It's full coverage, but unfortunately I did find that at the end of the day it was much more orange and warmer than I had expected, so it does have a high oxidization rate, which I wish it didn't. As concealer, I'm using an oldie but a goodie. This is the Makeup Revolution concealer in C3, I believe. All the exact shades for everything will be in the description box below, so make sure to check that out if you're curious. Here I'm just trying to figure out what glitters I should have used, so I picked out a chunky green one, picked out a iridescent shimmer, and then I picked out a holographic one. Which one do you think I should have used instead? Let me know in the comments below. With the NYX Glitter Primer and the holographic glitter, which is also from NYX, I believe the number is 6, I'm using an angled eyeliner brush to apply the primer, dip into the glitter, and then apply it to my lower lash line with tapping motions. You want to do this in multiple coats. I did 2 and bring it all the way into the inner corner. I applied a loose powder under my eyes to bake, and I did this after my concealer and after the glitter because if there were a lot of fallout, it would have been easier to clean up on a wet base and reapply my concealer rather than do it on a dry base. To finish up the complexion, you want to go in with bronzer. I'm using my regular Black Radiance Soft Focus Finish bronzer in the shade Milk Chocolate. And then I'm using the Kat Von D Translucent Setting Powder underneath my cheekbones to carve them out and make it a little bit sharper. I was wiping away my bake and my camera died. So I couldn't show the whole process of that, but I came back, had some ice cream because that was the only thing that was helping me with the pain. Yeah, so there's that. For blush, all I can say is that you want to use something shimmery and something red and pink. Unfortunately, there's no name to this one. This is a custom one that I made from old blushes that were just sitting there. So I crushed them up, mixed them together, and made a custom one. You can use Peachy Keen from MAC. You can use Luminoso from Milani, or I want to say it's Cherry Bomb from Black Radiance. Anything works. Just make sure it's red and it's shimmery. For highlighter, I'm using one of my top favorites. This is the Lancome Dual Finish Highlighter in Shimmering Gold. Shimmering Buff, yes, Shimmering Buff. There you go. For falsies, I'm using the Velour Live-In Silk Lashes. These are very easy to apply. They're no trim and extremely lightweight. I'm not a lash person whatsoever, but when I am a velour lash person for sure. To to finally finish off the eyes, I'm using the NYX Jumbo Pencil in Milk, and I'm adding that to my waterline to add to the doll-like appearance, make the eyes look much more bright and awake. For the lips, again, I'm sorry, there's no name for these. There's a lot of nameless items here, I apologize, but this is a very, very sheer red lip gloss, and I'm topping it with a shimmery sheer lip gloss as well with no name. So, like I suggested earlier, you can definitely use this look for Eid, which is right around the corner, or for any special occasion coming up. This was definitely a new experience for me since there's glitter on the lower lash line. I've never done that before, so it was really, really fun to try out. I hope you guys enjoyed the look, and I hope you can try it out.